Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Age of Fear 2, the Chaos Lords. Let's get down to business, shall we? We finished off last episode with just taking care of a really long battle, so we're just going to finish that up, do all the looting and all that good stuff. I get a feeling that we're closing in on the end of the game. We haven't seen any big battles yet. Ooh, diamond. We haven't seen any big battles yet, so I'm not totally sure. I mean, this is a pretty big battle, but compared to some of the big battles we had in Age of Fear, the Undead King, I don't know. I'm expecting there to be this has been a big battle. I'm expecting there to be a couple other really big battles before we finish, like multi-episode long battles. Because I should have really put a cut in with the last video and made that episode into two 25-minute episodes. It went on a bit too long, and for that I apologise. Just gonna tidy up here, do all the good looting and everything. The devs have said they fixed the whole glitching issue that they were having, where the game was pausing every time you ended a turn. I'm trying to get up there and get for diamond, and I just decided at the end of the day I'm just gonna just hit it with magic. I mean, lightning will kill it.
Yes, me fine.
Well, we missed, which is a shame. So we hit it with disintegration because that always works.
Me fine.
We get our diamond. No graphic for it though. Get the pearl. And more enemy encounters, which is always a nice little thing to find. Come on, just wail on them. How unlucky would it be if we'd cracked that crate open? There'd been even more rats. Gouge his eye out. Hit it with chain lightning.
Tasty, yes.
It's a very useful skill, I find. Got to take care and clean up everything. Hack our way through all this loot. Not lots and lots of lovely loot. And then even more enemies to fight. So, more lightning.
Tasty.
There we go. There's nothing else really around. My boys took quite a lot of damage from this fight, to be honest, more than I was happy with.
Both the undead and the humans had been destroyed, and the blood of human knights mingled with the rotting flesh of the undead. The orcs descended into the valley, scavenging what they could from both sides. Katzok wove warily through the ocean of bodies. "Katzok, chieftain! Human alive!" called one of his warriors. "Leave, human! Katzok won't see," he commanded, striding over to the injured human. "Despicable orcs," the human managed to laugh. "We try to save the world from the undead, and you just watch as they butcher us." "Hold tongue, human. Katzok no in mood to talk. Why human here?" Dragon. The fire mountain. The beast burned our cities, but we swore to the holy church we must defeat undead. The soldier died laying propped up against a rock, with his hand pointing in the direction of a mountain above the valley. Resolute warlock Hurl turned to Katzok. "Dragon here. Dragon kill orcs too. Dragon most dangerous creature." Katzok dismissed Uncle Hurl. "Dragon only kill weak orc. Dragon not interest Katzok." Hurl has heard of dragon horde. Dragon keep treasure in nest. Katzok want treasure. Katzok strong orc. Katzok kill dragon.
And there we go, folks. So we're off to fight a dragon now. That's going to be interesting. As usual, we settle into the post-game sort of setup, upgrading our characters, buying new equipment, you know, that whole thing. Let's see what we're going to do. Go to Smuggler's Place. Yeah, a whole lot of interesting stuff. Get all our sappers back. And the reason... And let's see, we pretty much can buy him everything we want now, which is nice. To be honest, the reason I had detonated the sappers in my last game so early, because I was worried that they were going to get picked off by the enemy archers, and I didn't want that to happen, because you don't get them back unless you destroy them yourself. That's the morale. Just trying to look for it here. It doesn't really show well on the main character. It shows on other units though. Just have to find it. But yeah, we're going to give him that. We're going to give him War Cry because I don't want my blokes to break and run away. Hurl, I just basically just gave a whole load. Like, we're getting to the end of the game now. He's got a lot of XP. A lot of these abilities won't be useful to him. I'm not a massive fan of Magic Shield, but it's more useful than Magical Missile or Firebolt. So that's why I picked it up. I mean, it's an okay thing to have. I don't like the fact that it drains. I believe it every hit, like it hits the mana shield, it drains your mana as well, which is not particularly useful. Not a massive fan of that. Troll's got to pick up greater regeneration, which means that he becomes a lot harder to kill now. You have to do like 4 points of damage to him per turn to actually make him lose health permanently. Orcs, the black orcs are going to get a whole host of nice things. Make them a lot more killable. To use an orcish term, a lot more killy. Well, that's bad English, but everybody gets their upgrades. Taz gets more health, and I believe I give him, I give him more health and I give him increased movement, so I want to be able to get him around the battlefield quicker. Consider getting him the bravery, but he already has like a stupid high amount of morale. The ogre, unfortunately, is going to have to really sit out of this one. I haven't seen War Ogre yet. I wonder where it's going to turn up. Just up. By this point, literally all my normal units are starting to creep into the areas where they have like literally no abilities left to purchase, which is a nice thing to see. It means that I've done my job properly in keeping them alive. In this game, if you have units that have no more abilities, it normally indicates that you've done a pretty good job in getting into that stage. Greater War Rune, which is always nice. Fully max out that Black Orc. I'm not a... I mean, if they have like loads of enemies around, Black Orcs are really useful. But they're just really uncontrollable. I'm not a massive fan of them. He hasn't got enough XP to get anything. Pardon me. Yeah. See, a lot of my like rear. This is the issue that we're having now. A lot of my rear units, as you could say, my rear combat units, don't have the. They don't have that just little extra kick of experience you get if they go into battle. So it's one of the things I've found with the late game in this is that you can have these backup units, but because they don't have frontline experience, they will never be that good. So you have to. It's one of the reasons I tend to be really paranoid about saving my units, which is that it's the XP economy in this game, which is that the units that you constantly take out into battle get a lot more experience, so they level up a lot quicker. And if you have to suddenly bring a reserve unit in halfway through the game or towards the end of the game, they're never going to get enough experience to basically catch up to the person you lost. So it's a very very uneasy balancing act. I should have probably, to counteract, I should have probably bought some items that gave more general XP to everyone. Dragon Slayer, World Tree. And we're just going to quickly jump into the Alchemist's, well, the Artificer's shop and see if we can buy anything. As always, I'd wished that they'd basically made these items in here like turn over like randomized items every time you went into the shop. Like every sort of like chapter or something, the shop's invoice would basically change, which would be really nice. Pardon me, sorry. Since we were going after a dragon, I was considering getting like maybe one of these other armors, like one with fire resistance, which might be useful. But the problem is that if the damage gets through to me, I'm still going to take a ton of damage. So I'd rather have the what was it? Basically, there's a particular ability my armor. Sorry, my brain is not working today. There's a particular ability my armor has, which allows you to only take 1 point of damage for one from each source, which is very useful if you're fighting big monsters. At this point, I'm just doing the same thing, just giving out potions and stuff to everyone. It's a fairly straightforward undertaking. Pardon me, I keep yawning today. Yeah, it's a rather straightforward undertaking. Everybody gets a healing potion, everybody gets some kind of either buff or counter agent potions, so like either like an antidote or something. Personally, I was reluctant to give the Essence of Life out to everybody because obviously it doesn't seem a lot of gold. 200 gold doesn't seem a lot of gold, but it quickly adds up in this game. And to be honest, when you sort of get to like the last couple of when you get to like the last scenario, I found this especially in Age of Fear, the Undead King, the first one, is that by the time you get to like the end scenario, you're just trying to win. Like everyone that you don't need, like non-essential party members, like your normal units, you can literally just throw away if there's a chance to win. That was something that I did deliberately with my Undead campaign, which was that a lot of the units that I had, who could be like the vampires and stuff, I was very blasé with throwing my vampires into enemies because I knew I could get them back. It was a bit more challenging with the Undead King because obviously if you lose people, the Undead King resurrects them, which sucks. In some ways, I would have liked it to have been that when we were doing the Undead King campaign, was that like you could, if like your necromancer, like you could have like a slightly different outcome, because narratively speaking, if you're playing the paladin, you basically kill Krell. You basically kill off the undead character that you play in that campaign, because what he basically does is that he usurps the title of Undead King from the previous Lich and becomes the Undead King, and then eventually the rather, not, I won't say boring paladin, but he's a rather unpaladin paladin, kills the guy, he kills Krill, and it's relatively like that, which is a bit disappointing for me in some ways. I would have liked to have had like the undead winning for a change, like the bad guys winning properly. But I can understand where they're coming from a narrative aspect. I get the feeling that we will run into, when we're playing like the Demoness campaign after this one, I definitely get the feeling we'll probably run into the orcs at some point and have to deal with them. But that doesn't really matter right now. He's got to keep on plodding away, getting stuff done. I will be doing the dragon fight in this episode, so we all get to basically have fun and watch us butcher dragons. But first, we've got to go and check out the world tree. A nice little kick back to Norse mythology. Heroes can go to the golden apple lying on the ground nearby. The tree must be recognizing them as worthy. You've gained golden apples. The old tree, undisturbed for many generations, is a sight to behold, standing so massive before the adventurers as to be a natural castle. The heroes step over the lamp and ground and expose roots where the tree base is better look at its sparkling bark. Upon closer inspection, you discover intoxicating patterns and ancient glyphs appear to have been carved into the element to the surface. Obviously I didn't want... The problem is when I'm reading this out loud, I read slower than when I basically speak it, unfortunately.
As Katzok's horde neared the top of the mountain, humans brandishing weapons jumped from the cover of a cave. Orcs, stop! The humans, with swords and spears drawn and at the ready, blocked their path. What do you want?
Weak human. Katzok no care about Iron Men. Katzok want dragon.
One of the knights stepped forward. Mighty chieftain, we come for the dragon too. We come for treasure.
Katzok want treasure. Katzok kill dragon. Iron Men leave or Katzok kill.
Chieftain Katzok, the dragon is strong. Many orcs will die. Many humans will die. Together, less will die. We can share the treasure.
Katzok kill. Katzok get more treasure. Why Katzok need Iron Men?
We have heavy bows. We can distract the dragon. Chieftain Katzok can hunt it.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see what the narrative for the world tree was, I suggest that you go back there and pause the video and have a look at it. This is the final arc. Basically, it's telling us that if we proceed, we won't be able to go back to the world map. So let's press on.
As the horde reached the entrance to the dragon's lair, the distant roars of the rare beast echoed through the mountain. The thunderous sound sent tremors not only through rock, but also through the bones of Katzok's warriors. The great archway in the rock bled dust, and as a few stones fell from its ceiling, Katzok's warriors looked distressed.
Katzok chieftain is mighty leader, but me not want fight dragon,
voiced one of the warriors.
Katzok sees warriors fear beast. Katzok grand warrior. Katzok need no help, but Katzok no share treasure if no help.
The warriors looked amongst themselves in uncertainty.
Any warrior not fear dragon?
Demanded Katzok. Only a handful of warriors stepped forward. Katzok noticed that Hurl did not step forward.
Hurl watches things here,
announced the warlock.
Katzok kill dragon.
Katzok shook his head and entered the beast's lair.
Bit nasty of the developers to steal away our mage. So who are we going to take? We've got a couple of ballisticas. So yeah, I probably want to try and get them in the party if I can, because they do a lot of damage, plus it will be easier to hit the dragon. But first we have to get rid of some extra units. Drop one of the orcs. Grab another ballistica. They use money to upgrade them, so we literally just got to chuck money at it. That's why I always hoard money lying around. Get all the upgrades. Still wish we'd been able to capture one of these things in the earlier battle. It would have been really useful. So now we've got two of these. And since we have range, this is a better range unit for this situation. We're going to swap out the troll thrower and probably one of the black orcs. The problem is the black orcs are better against groups of enemies instead of lone individuals. Catapults and stuff can't use potions, so I suspect you could probably like pour a potion onto them, like a potion of like accuracy or something, and imbue it with magical power. Or you could have like a potion of mending or something that would help mend the catapult, or ballistica in this case. That's a good setup. We've got our units. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I've decided at this point I'm going to give all my troops basically the formula of invincibility, just to buy them more time, because there's so few of them that they need to basically be able to take it, just need to be able to wail on it for a good amount of time. But in all honesty, my plan is to hold them with the infantry and shoot them up using the ballisticas, because because they do a lot of damage. Catzog does a lot of damage, and the Taz does a lot of damage. So we should hopefully have a nice tense fight fighting off against this dragon. Dragon is hit close. Right. First thing is, where is Taz? Because Taz hasn't joined me in the fight, so I'm one unit down already, which really sucks. So we just have to do, well, we have to do with what we have. Now, where's this dragon? I can't see it on the map, so it's either hiding or it hasn't entered active play yet, which is going to suck.
Yes.
We'll move the orcs up,
Slaughter.
so they're in front.
To war.
The ballisticas move up. Good thing I picked up that movement bonus. They move really slowly. Just keep pressing forward and hopefully we'll get a sight of this dragon. I don't know why Taz hasn't turned up. It was a bit annoying to tell the truth. I was hoping that I was going to actually be able to have a chance with this. I don't. Well, in my experience, we're still at an advantage in this game. Outnumbering units is really damaging because yeah, one big monster is really dangerous, but you can gang up on them with multiple units and do quite a lot of damage quite quickly.
Yes.
Plus, as I said, our primary goal is to hold it in place with the infantry and just shoot it full of ballistica ammunition. So we need, well, to shoot it full of bolts, I should say. So we'll need to liberally fight it in melee as soon as possible. Right, the dragon's not here. It's probably going to turn up once we shoot one of its treasure hoards to try and get it. It'll come to defend it. So we'll shoot this treasure chest. And that has awoken the dragon. Roar, catch or kill. Right. Really nasty creature. Really nasty. I had hoped that we might have been able to enslave it using Catsog, because it isn't one of the things that falls into the category that you can't enslave, so I was hoping it was going to work. Have to move the ballistica, we're not in range, it sucks. Smack it with the ballistica, do a lot of damage, pop the potions of invulnerability. I'd hoped with this we would have been able to do it. We'll try and see if we can, it'll be interesting to see. But first we need to pop some potions. Everyone pop their healing potions, or their invulnerability potions.
I find
Cracked its head, which is nice. Excellent. To be honest, our infantry isn't going to do that much, but that's not the point. The infantry is purely here just to hold the dragon in place as our range units damage it. And it should work very nicely. If we can get them in range, that is.
under. I fight
Just slicing it up. It's got Battle Frenzy though, which is not particularly great. So we're just going to have to keep just shooting at it. I'm trying to get it down to 1 health so we can try to use Enslave. And here I decide at this point we're just going to give it a good whack. The poison doesn't take, so we hit it again. It's on 1 health. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to work. I don't know, can't get it to work, unfortunately. So, we just had to kill it. And there we go. To be honest, it was a lot easier than I'd thought it was going to be, not lying. A really relatively straightforward fight. I don't know, maybe you want to put like 1 or 2 like drakes or something, like baby dragons or something, and that would make the fight a bit more tense.
I find them dead.
Because as it stands, all you have to do as the orc player is pin it using some units that have high defense, or just have regeneration. Like I could probably put the trolls in combat with it and bought myself some time, all you have to do is pin it using infantry and then just shoot it up with the ballisticas, and that's all you have to do. So it's not really that challenging a fight. Not that I was not expecting for this late in the game anyway. It was pretty much a straight walkover, which was a bit disappointing, I think. I was sort of hoping for like a really tense like send-off against the dragon. Maybe if the dragon had like more than just one attack. Like maybe if it had like a multiple attack kind of thing, because as it stands, you can literally just mob it to death really quite easily. So I don't know, maybe multiple attacks, maybe having like a couple of disposable like smaller units in with it, like male drakes or something. Got a whole load of stuff, nothing really interesting any left, so we're going to leave and go on to the next chapter of the story. Excellent.
Returning from the dragon's lair, Katzok heaved the head of the great beast high above his own, screaming a triumphant war cry as he did. This was greeted with the endearing cheers of his horde's pride in him. Katzok true chieftain! Katzok kill dragon! They roared. Katzok no longer Katzok bloody axe, declared Hurl, speaking above the noise of the horde. Katzok now, Katzok dragon killer! One of the knights stepped forward and gave him a human salute. Glorious hunting, Chieftain Katzok, Dragon Killer. Stories of your bravery will echo through the years. Bards will sing of the great dragon killer Katzok, who fearlessly ripped the head from a living dragon. Katzok looked at the knight in silence. I hope, Chief Katzok, that this will be the first step in an understanding between our people. Katzok leered at the human for a moment, laughing aloud. Stupid human! Katzok strong! No need to understand. Boys, kill Iron Men! Somehow surprised by Katzok's betrayal, the tired and injured knights yelped in sudden shock. They barely had time to ready themselves as Katzok's horde charged.
To be honest, like, what really were they expecting out of orcs? Orcs aren't honourable at all. So at this point I just had to get my army back into working order. I need to swap out one. I don't want to have both of the ballisticas. Ballisticas are very nice units, but they take a lot of babysitting, shall we say. So I'm just going to have one of them in my army just for now, just because it's better for like close range sniping of enemy units. But as I said, they take a lot of babysitting, so you have to sort of keep on your toes with them. Make sure everyone has potions. We've got everyone relatively set up for this fight, so we've got to go straight into it. I'm not going to be showing it off, just because I'm trying to keep my episode lengths a bit more shorter at the moment. So we're going to get set up. You'll see the setup for the coming fight, and then we'll end it there. But yeah, just getting everybody equipped and ready to go. It depends. The setup of our forces versus theirs will be interesting. Humans can be annoying, especially if they have a lot of support units. Their fire archers, for example, are annoying, and their magical users are annoying. But as I said, the main problem that humans have, along with most of the factions in this game, is that the way morale works is that if you literally just gang up on weak units, you'll break the morale of everybody else really quickly. So we get to see what we're looking at. Yeah, right, it's going to be nasty. It's literally no room to manoeuvre in this. They're right on top of us. They've got a lot of range units. Plus they've got ballisticas of their own. We'll probably either lightning or disintegrate them as quickly as possible and charge. So if we can get rid of their melee experts, it shouldn't be too much of a problem. I wonder where my sappers are. The sappers will be a key part, because we had to chuck them in early and try and kill off as many of these knights as possible. I see them back there. But it's going to be an interesting fight. I've been Cornish-Knight. If you have liked, please press the like button. If you wish to subscribe, please press the good button. You can leave a comment in the comment section and I'll get back and contact you. You can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Twitter. Well, not Facebook, you can find me on Steam, find me on Twitter, and you can leave a comment in the comment section. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I shall see you all next time for the next episode. Goodbye.